Saudi Arabia turned against Jennifer Lopez. I wonder why.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.
Wa alaikum
I
salam
hope
wa
you're well.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Did you know that a
Alhamdulillah.
really unexpected incident occurred in Saudi Arabia recently? If you assume that MBS and his government have now chosen to take concrete measures to defend Palestinians, you are mistaken. The shocking part has nothing to do with Palestinians, their rights, or their sorrow. It is about the disrespect that a well-known American celebrity experienced while performing in Saudi Arabia, and how that incident has been widely circulated online. On November 13, American celebrity Jennifer Lopez returned to the spotlight with a surprise appearance in Eli Saab fashion show in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. In the Holy Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, such occasions, fashion shows, music concerts, Halloween celebrations, and celebrity performances.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, more and more of this haram stuff comes to the so-called Muslim countries, right? And that's why I'm saying, for me personally, hijrah almost makes no sense anymore, because no matter where I go, it's the same everywhere these days. Like, I remember, like, not long ago, I still had that thought, should I do hijrah in the future? Which country should I go to? Where is it the best to live in as a Muslim, especially if you want to practice your deen 100%? And I just realized it's becoming the same everywhere, right? Like, even if you look at like Saudi Arabia now, you have like fashion shows, you have like clubs and stuff, I've heard. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like everything, like everywhere it's the same.
Saudi Arabia. In the Holy Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, such occasions, fashion shows, music concerts, Halloween celebrations, and celebrity performances in skimpy and revealing attire are nothing new. However, the fact that the Sheikhs seated in the front seats overlooked and didn't even glance at Jennifer Lopez during her performance went viral. Many such videos and photos of Sheikhs sitting in front seats, stuck to their cell phones, rather than watching the performance, were shared on social media, prompting varied reactions. Some netizens stated that Jennifer Lopez may have witnessed the emotions of the front row seaters and hence felt offended and disrespectful. Others questioned why the Sheikhs chose to attend the fashion show.
What do you expect? Like, let me give you guys an example. So we know that alcohol is haram in Islam, right? So what if you have a beer bottle, right? And you mix the beer with the Sprite. The product of mixing Sprite with the beer is still alcohol, right? Or if you mix vodka with Fanta. Like, how are you supposed to mix haram with halal? So what did you want to do here in Saudi Arabia? Like, they wanted to have a halal concert or what? How do you turn something that is haram halal? That doesn't work. Like, soon people are trying to make halal alcohol or what? Halal nightclubs, halal fashion shows. Like, how can you turn something that is haram halal? Like I said, if you have beer and you mix it with Sprite, you still have beer, just a different type of beer, right? So what is it now? Half haram? Less haram? I don't know. It's strange because it's still haram, right? So why are they even there? And if they're worried that they get some beating at home from their wives, they shouldn't even attend such a show, okay? Like, what? They still get in trouble at home. It doesn't matter. Even if they didn't look, they probably get in trouble by their wives because they attended. Like, you can't turn something halal that's haram. Astaghfirullah, a'udhu billah.
If they were not interested in seeing such revealing attire on ladies. Some also stated that Jennifer Lopez should not have worn such clothing that is completely contrary to Saudi culture, and that she should be more mindful of the traditions of the location where she is performing in the future. But what do you think about those sheikhs who chose to ignore looking at her directly because of her clothing? Some may say that this is what lowering your gaze actually means.
I'm not going to praise sheikhs for attending a haram event. How can I praise that? Like, it's like going to the strip club, a'udhu billah, and not looking at the performers there, right? Like, why do you even enter a strip club if you have to lower your gaze there? I'm sorry, but that is just so dumb. It's like going to a halal nightclub. Like, what is a halal nightclub? That doesn't exist. Are you going to read the Quran in a nightclub? Are you going to mix or not mix the gender? So what is this? Like, is this the same like going to a masjid, right? Like, if you're going to a halal nightclub as, let's say, a sister, right? And there are no guys, everyone's wearing the niqab, and we know that music is haram, so there's no music playing. What are you going to do? You're going to a Quran listening event where only sisters are gathering, and then there are like flashy lights everywhere, or what? Like, I don't get how you can turn something that is haram into halal. It makes no sense, right? Or how can you celebrate a festival that has shirk in it and make it not shirk, but still doing this sort of festival? That means you have to take every single aspect or thing out of the event, or let's say from the Halloween celebration, to make it not haram, not shirk. But then it's not the actual festival, and it's either something new, or it's like, I don't know, maybe only one or two elements of that festival, but which one or two elements you can take out that are not related to it to make it not shirk? Like, this is what I'm like trying to understand, is why are they allowing such things in the first place? And if they allow it, how are they turning this something that is haram halal? It's impossible, because if you take the haram out and everything out of it, it's no more the actual thing, and it's not happening, right? That's why I said you can't have a halal nightclub, because you can't play music, this is haram. You can't mix genders, and there are certain rules, right? But what is it then? Is it like a Quran listening event with flashy lights, or what? Like, you can only keep probably from the, let's say, halal nightclub, the only thing you can keep from the original is probably the lights, right? And maybe the atmosphere, but you can't play music, and you can't bring guys there, right? For a sister, let's say. So this is something I'm trying to understand, right? Like, how can you make something like and copy it and still call it that, and remove every single haram element but still have it take place? It makes no sense in my brain. Like, I'm getting like headache from just thinking about that.
But in reality, this is not what lowering your gaze represents. The Sheikhs made the decision to go to a fashion show, even though they were well aware that there would be performances with women barely covered. They also knew that they would be attending an event that would involve dancing, music, and mixed gatherings, all of which are strictly forbidden in Islam.
Exactly.
They knew everything, but they chose to book the front rows where they were invited as guests to be seated in the front seats, so as to enjoy the performances to the fullest. Now, is it enough to just ignore Jennifer Lopez because of her clothing? Will Allah spare them because they think that they lowered their gaze during her performance, and thus they will either be not questioned or maybe even be rewarded? Lowering your eyes implies not just not gazing at the opposite gender, but also staying away from events where haram acts are likely to occur. Wearing a thobe and a head covering while sitting in the front couches and ignoring the celebrity is simply not enough. A Muslim should stay away from such events as much as possible. If you have any suspicion that something like this might occur that could provoke Allah's wrath, don't go. Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, reported, "The Messenger of Allah, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, no people leave a gathering in which they did not remember Allah, except that it will be as if they are leaving the carcass of a donkey, and it will be a cause of regret for them." The most surprising part of this incident is that internet users are enraged at these sheikhs for treating Jennifer Lopez disrespectfully.
They have the wrong enragement. They should be enraged that they even attended. Like, that makes no sense, right? Like, how... Like, this is something I really don't understand about our ummah sometimes. Like, not everyone, but there are like few exceptions, right? Like, those that are seeking halal in haram. Like, how can you turn haram into halal? It doesn't make sense. Like I said, if you go somewhere where you know there will be fitna, and then you get upset at the fitna, why do you go there even? You can't, like, that's the thing, right? Like, you can't expect to get barakah or like hasanat or anything from going to something like that. And then you want to make it halal, and there's nothing halal in it, and then people get upset at you. You are to blame. If they get like now cancelled on social media, or people are like hating on those sheikhs, it's their fault for even being there. Why did you go there?
Lopez disrespectfully by ignoring her and staring at her. It's a shame that the world has become so filthy that people are offended when they aren't objectified and drooled upon rather than treated with respect. May Allah make us among those who understand the real meaning of lowering your gaze.
Ameen.
Ameen.
You know what? It's actually described very beautifully in the Quran. It doesn't say don't commit zina. It says don't go near to zina. That means you also have to go far from the source of fitna, right? So, for example, when Allah said, don't get near to zina. There's not a saying like, oh, don't commit zina. No, don't even go near to zina. So if you know somewhere will be half naked women, as a guy, you don't go there. That's like I said earlier. Like, is it halal if someone goes to a strip club and they don't look at the women there? It's already haram to enter the strip club, dude. Like, why are you going there? Like, you can't turn something that is haram halal. You can't have a halal nightclub. That means you can't play music there and you can't mix genders and you can't sell alcohol. Then what is this? A Quran listening event? Or what is it? You're going there for knitting, making maybe some, I don't know, like a hoodie or something there, maybe a scarf. Like, are you going to like a knitting event? Are you going to a listening Quran club or something? Like, this is the thing. You can't turn haram into halal. Same with like celebrating Halloween in Saudi Arabia. If there's like paganism in it and there's shirk, that's being committed. If you take out all the shirk, the cosplaying, this and that, then what's left from the actual celebration? Then you're not celebrating anything. That's why I say you can't mix this. You can't mix the both. It's like having a halal relationship. A relationship is haram. How can you make it halal? Because you don't sleep with a person, but you're still in a relationship with that person. That is haram, right? That's actually a good example, right? Like a halal relationship. You can't turn a relationship halal just because you don't do the actual intercourse, but you're doing everything else, right? It makes no sense. A'udhu billah. May Allah guide those people that are astray. Ameen. And may Allah protect us from the fitan of today. Ameen. But yeah, you can't really blame Jennifer Lopez for her reaction here because she has the show. Everything was probably planned ahead. They probably even knew most of the things. Maybe they didn't know what she was wearing, but they knew that she usually wear stuff like that, right? Like, it's not the first time. Like, come on. Like, if they are fans, let's say, right, and they know the artist, they know that she dresses that way on concerts. It's not the first time she dressed like that. They should have known this could happen. Like, they should have been prepared for it before they even bought the ticket, right? So that's very not logical here. But yeah, that was interesting. Some interesting news. But yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more for more content. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about those sheikhs? Should they have gone there in the first place? I say no, because attending such events is haram itself. You can't turn haram into halal just by not looking. I mean, what are they gonna do? Put earplugs in, not listen to the music, not look at people dancing, not look at women without hijab? Like, how can you turn this halal? Like, going there in the first place is haram. That's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you found this video informative, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys next time, inshallah.